Hi everyone, as we move into April and enjoy the spring air, here is my weekly forecast for all 12 zodiac placements. Capricorn. This week asks you to release the fear. The week beginning March 30th brings a call to align your choices. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Four of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Four of Cups. The Four of Pentacles suggests a need to examine where you're holding on too tightly to control or safety. You may be clinging on to old structures, financial security, or even a fear of change. The Lovers is a call to align your choices with your heart's values. Whether in love or in life direction, this week is about a deeper integration of your relationships and your values. And the Four of Cups asks you to avoid stagnation. Don't let boredom or disconnection keep you from seeing new opportunities. Even if things feel slow, stay open, and don't turn away from subtle possibilities. With Venus moving into Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, your focus is being drawn to your foundations within your sense of security at home and in your relationships. Meanwhile, Saturn and Neptune in Aries gives you that drive and courage to break out of old patterns, but also a need for careful reflection on what you truly value. Overall, with this week's planetary alignments, you're sitting in a potent moment of balance and reevaluation. This week invites you to balance security with openness. Let yourself release the fear of losing control, trust that your values will guide you, and remain open to the small but meaningful shifts that are waiting for you. Aquarius. This week asks you to take the time you need. The week beginning March 30th brings leadership and setting boundaries. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Emperor, the Nine of Cups, and the Four of Swords. The Emperor is your call to embody leadership, setting boundaries, and structuring your life with intention. The Nine of Cups is a card of contentment, of dreams coming true, a week where personal wishes can feel within reach. And the Four of Swords reminds you to pause. After you assert control, allow yourself quiet reflection, rest, and recovery. With Venus moving into Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, your focus is drawn to security and comfort, particularly in your home and personal life. Meanwhile, Saturn and Neptune in Aries spark a drive for independence, pushing you to take charge of your aspirations with a bold, strategic mindset. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are encouraging you to step into a position of authority while staying attuned to your emotional well-being. This week is about balancing structure with fulfillment. The Emperor invites you to take the reins and shape your future. The Nine of Cups assures you that satisfaction is possible. Just be sure to balance action with rest. Take the time you need to recharge, and don't lose sight of your own peace in pursuit of your goals. Pisces. This week asks you to give yourself space to lead. The week beginning March 30th brings inner or outer struggles. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Emperor, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. The Emperor is a reminder to take command of your life, to define clear boundaries, and to lead with confidence. The Five of Wands indicates a week of completion or tension, perhaps inner or outer struggles. You may feel like you're navigating a bit of a battlefield, so stay centered. And the Six of Pentacles is about generosity, balance, and give and take. It reminds you to ensure that you're not overextending or under-receiving. Balance your efforts and trust that reciprocity will come. With Venus moving into Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you'll feel a deep pull towards comfort, emotional safety, and nurturing connections. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune in Aries are sparking a drive for personal autonomy, an urge to rise above past patterns. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are nudging you towards a balance between assertiveness and harmony. This week is about stepping into your power with a firm, steady hand. The Emperor shows you can create order, but the Five of Wands warns you not to be pulled into unnecessary conflict. Stay balanced, like the Six of Pentacles, and give yourself space to lead, but also to rest and recalibrate. Aries. This week asks you to trust your emotions. The week beginning March 30th brings a feeling of being trapped. The cards drawn from the tarot are the King of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Wands. The King of Cups is your reminder to lead from a calm, mature emotional space. Even if tensions rise, you have the capacity to stay balanced. The Eight of Swords suggests a feeling of being trapped or limited by your own thoughts or circumstances. You might be caught in self-doubt or mental loops, so recognize these patterns. And the Page of Wands brings a spark of inspiration, a call to action to take a small, bold step forward. With Venus moving into Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, there's a softening around your usual fire, inviting you to lead with empathy. Meanwhile, Saturn and Neptune in Aries gives you a chance to assert yourself with discipline, but without losing touch with your emotional depth. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are pushing you to balance your bold drive with emotional wisdom. This week asks you to harness your passion with emotional intelligence. It's a week reminding you to lead from a centered place, even if you feel stuck in your head. But don't let that stop you. Small, courageous action will open new doors. Stay steady, trust your emotions, and take that first step. Taurus. This week asks you to explore something new. The week beginning March 30th brings a burst of creative energy. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Temperance, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Page of Wands. The Temperance is a reminder to harmonize opposites, to blend patience with action, and to find a middle path. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence, enjoying the rewards of your hard work and appreciating your own progress. And the Page of Wands brings a burst of creative energy, a spark to explore something new, even if it's just a small step. With Venus moving into your sign, Taurus on March 30th and Jupiter in Cancer, you're anchored in comfort, self-worth, and a growing sense of abundance. Meanwhile, Saturn and Neptune in Aries drive you to take bold steps, even if you feel you need a steady foundation first. Overall, the planetary alignments this week invites you to find balance between stability and fresh inspiration. This week is about blending patience with new possibilities. Temperance encourages you to balance your steady nature with openness. The Nine of Pentacles reassures you that you have the resources and self-worth to thrive. And the Page of Wands invites you to take a small, daring step towards a fresh dream. Stay grounded. Gemini. This week asks you to keep looking ahead. The week beginning March 30th brings a pull towards family. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles is a powerful card of family legacy, long-term security, and wealth built over time. The Four of Pentacles signals a need to examine where you're clinging to control or fear of loss, especially around finances or comfort. And the Three of Wands, coming out for the second week in a row, is emphasizing a time of expansion, waiting for your ships to come in, and looking beyond the immediate horizon. The fact that it reappears means it's a time to trust your vision. What you set in motion weeks ago is now gaining momentum. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you're feeling a pull towards family, security, and building a legacy. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune in Aries are urging you to take initiative, even as you balance your need for structure. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are calling you to ground yourself in long-term stability while staying open to future horizons. This week, the Ten of Pentacles is a reminder that your efforts have lasting impact, but the Four of Pentacles warns against hoarding, so stay flexible. And the Three of Wands urges you to expand, to trust your vision and know that your next steps are unfolding. Keep looking ahead. Your future is calling. Cancer. This week asks you to slow down and listen within. The week beginning March 30th brings your inner wisdom. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Four of Cups, the High Priestess, and the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Cups suggests a period of introspection, where you might be feeling a bit emotionally withdrawn or missing opportunities because you're not fully present. The High Priestess is a call to listen to your intuition, to trust the subtle signs, and to connect to your inner wisdom. And the Four of Pentacles emerges, echoing a need to examine where you're holding on too tightly, perhaps to comfort, security, or fear of change. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you're drawn towards comfort, security, and emotional care for yourself and others. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune in Aries push you to take bold, independent steps, even if you feel a bit hesitant. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are inviting you to balance emotional depth with inner trust. This week asks you to slow down and listen within. The Four of Cups invites you to take a pause, not from avoidance, but from a quiet internal check-in. The High Priestess says to trust your inner voice. There's wisdom beneath the surface. And the Four of Pentacles reminds you not to cling on out of fear. Open yourself to new emotional possibilities. Stay patient and let your intuition guide you. Leo. This week asks you to stay aware of tensions. The week beginning March 30th brings calmer waters. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Page of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Swords. The Page of Swords brings a burst of mental energy, a call to stay curious and gather information before acting. The Five of Wands indicates a week of conflict or competition, both internally and externally. There may be some friction, so don't escalate either. And the Six of Swords is a card of transition, moving away from difficulty towards calmer waters. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you're seeking a sense of comfort, but Saturn and Neptune in Aries push you to take bold, sometimes intellectual risks. Your communications and actions could spark new growth. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are sparking a dynamic push towards curiosity and resolution. This week is about using your intellect and staying adaptable. The Page of Swords pushes you to ask questions, stay sharp, and learn. The Five of Wands warns of competition. Stay aware of tensions but avoid getting pulled into petty battles. And the Six of Swords reassures you that this is a time of progress. If you stay curious and adaptable, you'll navigate towards peace. Virgo. This week, this pause is crucial. The week beginning March 30th brings a moment of stalemate. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Hermit, the Hanged Man, and the Two of Swords. The Hermit brings introspection, a time to withdraw and find your inner light. The Hanged Man signals a pause, a suspension of action, asking you to surrender and see things from a different angle. And the Two of Swords highlights a moment of stalemate, a decision point where you may feel torn between paths. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, your focus is drawn to self-nurture, comfort, and steady growth of your inner world. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune in Aries urge you to take personal responsibility, but with a deeper spiritual focus. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are guiding you towards inner reflection and a new perspective. This week is about trusting the power of stillness and inner guidance. The Hermit calls you inward. Seek clarity in solitude. The Hanged Man urges you to let go of the need for immediate answers. This pause is crucial. And the Two of Swords reminds you not to rush a decision. Stay with the tension, and clarity will come when you're ready. Libra. This week, you need to decide on a direction. The week beginning March 30th brings a call to step into your power. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Emperor, the Two of Wands, and the Moon. The Emperor is a call to step into your power, to structure your goals, and to lead with authority. The Two of Wands symbolizes a moment of decision, a crossroads, where you're choosing a new path and waiting for that spark of future potential. And the Moon asks you to sit with uncertainty, to trust the unseen, and to know that not all is as it seems. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you'll feel a deep pull towards stability and nurturing, especially in relationships. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune in Aries asks you to take bold steps towards your own leadership, even if the path isn't fully clear yet. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are guiding you towards purposeful direction, but with a need to honor your intuition. This week is about balancing structure with vision. The Emperor reminds you that you can lead with clarity, but the Two of Wands says you need to decide on a direction. Don't shy away from choice. And the Moon asks you to trust your intuition, even if the full picture isn't revealed yet. Keep your balance. Clarity will unfold as you take each step. Scorpio. This week, don't hold back. The week beginning March 30th brings a fast-moving energy. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Sun. The Ace of Wands, coming out for the second week in a row, shows a surge of creative spark, a fresh start, and a chance to act on a bold inspiration. The Knight of Swords rushes in. This is a fast-moving energy. Sharp, determined, but also a reminder to slow down, as the impulse can be too quick. And the Sun shines clarity, joy, and success, a breakthrough after a period of uncertainty. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you're drawn to secure, joyful expansion in your creative and personal life. At the same time, Saturn and Neptune in Aries drive you to take direct action with courage, even if you feel a little impulsive. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are sparking a powerful ignition of energy and clarity. This week is about harnessing your creative fire. The Ace of Wands urges you to take that inspired leap. Don't hold back. The Knight of Swords reminds you to be decisive but mindful, so you don't rush into things without a plan. And the Sun promises a breakthrough. Keep your focus, and you'll find clarity and success in this new creative chapter. Sagittarius. This week asks you to hold on to hope. The week beginning March 30th brings letting go of past disappointments. The cards drawn from the tarot are the Chariot, the Star, and the Three of Swords. The Chariot pushes your drive to take the reins, to move forward with focus and determination. The Star is a card of healing, of inspiration, and of a hopeful future, a light after the darkness. And the Three of Swords highlights heartbreak or release, signaling that you may be letting go of past disappointments so you can fully move forward. With Venus in Taurus and Jupiter in Cancer, you're pulled towards security and hope, especially in how you relate to others. Meanwhile, Saturn and Neptune in Aries encourages you to stay disciplined, balancing bold steps with faith. Overall, the planetary alignments this week are guiding you to harness your willpower towards a healing future. This week is about aligning your will with a healing vision. The Chariot urges you to stay determined, even if the road is tough. The Star reminds you to hold on to hope. Your future is bright, even after loss. And the Three of Swords asks you to honor what you're releasing. Give yourself space to grieve, then let that open you to a brighter, clearer path.